Welcome everyone to another episode of Swans Cast. So again, we're going to go live with this one, as I'm sure you're already aware. Definitely a better result than the last game, lads. Then I don't know. Obviously, we'll get into what we think of that in a second. But everyone, as normal, this is going to go up as a video afterwards. So if you enjoy what we're doing, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like as well to show your support, and let us know what you thought of the game in the comments. Were you happy with the performance, or just happy to get a win? Just let us know. Obviously, we'll get into that a little bit now. So, Swansea winning at home against Coventry 1-0. What do you make of the match then, Scott, if you want to start us off?
Yeah, like you said, though, it's good to get back to winning ways. It's good that we didn't lose 2 on the bounce, which is always good. The bounce. Performance-wise, is always good. Cajun...
There we are.
Oh.
Go on.
Is it okay now, yeah?
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah. Cagey in places, to be honest, with the performance. I'd like to see a bit more in the first half. I think, solid at the defence like we always are since last game, I'd say. And but overall, win's a win, and I think it is a performance to forget, though.
Performance to forget, you're saying, yeah? Lee, I just saw your message. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. I just can't hear Scott at all, so I'm assuming he said Swans are class. And...
That's all right. We're obviously having technical difficulties, but I heard everything that Scott said, so it came through this end. He basically said, good to get the job done, but obviously not the best performance. So if you want to carry on then and add what you think of the match.
Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? I mean, it was sort of on par with the Forest performance this time last week, but I think we needed 3 points, however it came. I'd have taken 1-0 own goal, to be honest, but we were hanging on a bit at the end. We'll just get the 3 points. I know we had the 2 bad performances coming into this.
Yeah.
We definitely needed a win with all the results that have come through tonight as well. So I think just draw a line under that one and move on.
Yeah,
wherever it came.
Definitely some results that weren't what we wanted, but we'll have a look at them again in a second, and we'll look at the table and stuff like that. But Ali, then, got anything you'd like to say about the game?
Yeah, I agree with what the guys said. Happy with the win. We needed it. Think Lee just said it, similar to the game against Forest. We had 11 shots, 2 on target. That sort of sums it up, really.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I think actually, yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
No, that's fair enough. Right. So I think basically it was one of them games where after what happened against Huddersfield, yeah, it was, it would have been great to come out here and score a few goals, but getting the win. No, we've lost Scott. Oh, he's back.
Oh,
getting the win was the main thing. I think we did play better than we have played the last 2 games. It still isn't great going forward. We're still not offering as much as what I would like to see. But again, we can build on this. Obviously, Cooper was talking before the match about Arriola not being match fit yet, because obviously he didn't really have a pre-season after MLS is finished. Hopefully he'll become an option further we go along. Whittaker as well, he said he sees him as one for the future. So quite limited to what we could offer up front. The problem for me, we're going wide, but you've got Bidwell pushing the line the same time as Lowe is trying to push the line, and Ayew is trying to push the line, and then you've got someone like Grimes trying to play a ball through. All 3 of them are trying to break the line. There's no one coming short to make that ball, maybe play a 1-2. I feel like with Lowe and Ayew up front, if you can have one of them pushing the line, probably Lowe, the other one's got to be dropping deep, and you've got to alternate like that and ask different questions. Because all that's happening is the defenders are just taking a step forward and just intercepting the ball every time. And then I also noticed as well, Dhanda, who I don't think had a bad game. He was probably quiet, but I don't think he played bad, and it wasn't necessarily his fault that he was quiet. He was getting into some good spaces, but they just weren't getting the ball to him because they just kept going down the wings, and a long ball down the wings. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, that's probably coming from Cooper, but it's something maybe that they can look at going forward. Before we move on then, Amy is in the chat, so hello Amy. She's saying good result, but hate the performance. So anything specific about the performance? Yeah, it basically sums up what we said. Okay, let's have a look at the match a little bit in a little bit of order then. So the first half, I think Scott, you were saying it was quite dull. So I don't know if you want to talk us through the first half.
Yeah, I think it's just what you said though. we couldn't get the ball to someone in the middle to create something up top. So it was more of just a hoof ball from our defence to our wingers. Well, I say wingers, our two front men that played like wingers.
Yeah.
They take it wide, and we just don't do anything with it, which sums up the first half completely. Again, defensively, solid, completely solid. Can't complain anything there. But going forward, we just lack that creativity to create anything.
Yeah, Lee, I don't know how much the first half you managed to catch. You're still working with you, but what did you make of it?
Yeah, I was sort of watching it in the background, though. I was still watching it, but I don't know. It was a slow start. We looked nervous. We looked tired as well. I think that's sort of setting in now, isn't it? And it's going to keep coming.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably go on and talk about the goal, but that seemed to settle us down a bit, and we started to pass it around a bit better after we scored. The first half, we definitely looked leggy and looked a bit nervous. I think on Dhanda, where you said, I don't think he had the best. I don't think he had the best of games, but it's not his fault. I'm really frustrated because when he plays him on the right to that like flat three in midfield. I don't think he can get into the game at all because what I found was happening. Connor Roberts is bombing on, and he's sort of just slipping into a right midfield position. And a couple of times he did get the ball. I mean, he played a couple of good balls, and in the first half, he put that one through for Connor Roberts that he squared to Lowe. It's just frustrating. If you're going to play him, I think he's got to play more central because I think he's wasted
but
when he plays him on the right.
Yeah, you can see on the pitch, like when we're going forward and they're taking the ball wide, and then you're thinking, okay, they've gone wide, who do they pass it to? You can see that gap where you would expect if Dhanda's on the pitch. That's definitely where he should be, and you can see the space.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming Dhanda at all, because obviously he's doing the job as asked of him, and he was getting there now and again. And there was periods where I think when we had the ball for, not necessarily a quick sort of counter-attack where it was a bit direct, but if we had the ball for a longer period, Hourihane and Dhanda would push up and Grimes would sit back on his own. But when it was a quick attack, no one was getting into that space, and that's probably with the way they were set up as a three. I do feel sorry for Dhanda a bit because he can't really show his qualities, and I don't think he played bad, like you said. We can't get him in the game, and I just think we need to set him there in that role.
I think he did get closed out times. I think he did get closed out 2 or 3 times as well by multiple players in different situations, and then he ended up dropping back. But as you said, you can see that the massive gap when we are going forward of where a cam should be. And obviously, I know the formation is a flat 3 when we're defending, but when we're going forward, someone needs to slip into that spot to play in the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
And Amy's put in
I was going to say, Amy just said again in the chat, so I don't know if all of us is going to show up because I might not have set it up for a bigger comment, but I just don't know what's happened to Lowe and AU. It seems off. I think the midfield put a shift in, but going forward, we're losing possession, not creating anything. So there's a couple of good points here, so I just want to point out. Obviously, someone mentioned about us looking tired. I think Lowe specifically looked very tired in the first half. There was a couple of, he just lost the ball, sort of fell over his own feet at one point, and it looks like he's getting back into that, the Lowe we saw early season where he didn't have the confidence. He's not going to be a bad player overnight, but it maybe is a case of he is just being a little bit overworked. He might have played a full season in the Championship before, but this season is more compact, and I think we are now starting to see that a little bit because we haven't really had any other options up front all year, and it's come to the point where we need Arriola in the mix as soon as possible. Really, I'm surprised he didn't get any minutes tonight to try and speed his match fitness up. I don't really understand that. Before we get on to subs and stuff, though, we will talk about that later. Midfield putting a shift in. I want to call out Matt Grimes. I thought for me, he was the man of the match. I thought he played really well in the first half. As much as we didn't really control the game, like you could say we were well on top, I feel like any control that we did have, he had it by the scruff of the neck, and I feel like he was in command of the midfields from what I could see. Obviously, we just weren't getting it to the forwards enough. But like Scott said, I don't think the defence was really troubled in the first half. There was a good platform there for the defenders. It's just the going forward part that's the problem. But you would argue that's not Grimes' main responsibility. He needs to feed the other guys to maybe do that. I know he does play the ball through on a good amount of occasions, but he's the one who usually sits the deeper, isn't he? Especially he did today. So anything you want to add to them points then? Scott, I'll start with you again.
No. You think you just cover that? Well, you talk about everything really
Well,
on that
I just
part,
know you were
no?
talking about Lowe in the match a bit, so I don't know if you wanted to.
To be honest, I don't want to beat down on Lowe a lot, but it's just annoying. Something needs to change up front.
Yeah.
I've been calling for it for a while, to be honest. I'd love, like you said, Arriola to start, maybe Whittaker, but like Cooper said, they're not match fit at the minute. But I like to see one of them come in, just to give Lowe a break, give him something to think about. Look, you're not you're not unreplaceable kind of thing. You do have to fight for your place.
Yeah.
So massive one like that.
Sorry to interrupt the talk on Lowe, but I've got some updates because Bournemouth have just scored against Cardiff and the score is now 2-1.
I did see.
Yeah.
I did
just
see.
so everyone in the chat might want to know that, because obviously
As well.
before that goal, Cardiff were in 6th position. I think they've now dropped back down to 7th, but on the same points.
There has been a comment come in as well to say get Cullen in. We would, but he is injured at the minute, I believe, as well, isn't he? But I think he as well is a massive
He's
kind
got
of
potential when he comes back.
He has got potential when he comes back. So as soon as he's fit, another contender for up front, because he is a proven goal scorer. I think definitely like a under 21 kind of thing, and against Nottingham Forest in a couple of games ago kind of thing. He can definitely do it, and it'd be nice to see him get a run of games as well.
I think on Cullen, I'm so devastated that he got injured in that game because it seemed like he had such a good game that would have done wonders for his confidence and he could have kicked on, but now he kind of has to come back and start again. Hopefully, and I have confidence that he will, and he will do a good performance when he does come back, but it's just a shame really, isn't it? I don't think he's going to come back by the end of the season, is it, from what Cooper was saying?
I don't think it was that bad, to be
Not
honest.
sure what.
He had to have an operation, I believe, on his ankle in the end. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he said he was long term, and Routledge was the only one that was near fitness.
The problem is that there's another winger being brought back in, isn't it? We haven't got want that proven goal scorer. That's what we want.
He's kind of transitioning him to a forward, though, isn't he, Wayne Routledge? Like, he's not playing on the wing anymore. Okay, let's have a look at the goal then.
We aren't using a wing play formation, to be fair.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, he's played in wing back once, didn't he? It just didn't work. Last season that might have been, though. Okay, so let's have a look at the goal then. So a bit of probably the best moment for us in the match, obviously, because we scored. But Cabango then with a header from a Hourihane corner. So I know Hourihane's been getting a little bit of stick in certain areas of the fan base and on Twitter and Facebook. People saying he doesn't really do enough in the whole match to play him, is what people tend to be saying. But what I will say as a counter argument to that, and obviously we'll discuss this in a second, if he's not on the pitch the last couple of games, take away 4 of our goals, and if he's not on the pitch today, it's 0-0 because he doesn't take that corner, and I'm sure the other fans will have enough to say on the other corner takers because they have in the past. So he's getting used to our system, so maybe he's not offering as much there yet because of that reason, but he's just irreplaceable on set pieces for us, I think, at this point. Go on, Lee, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, well, as you said, he's got a lovely left peg, isn't he? So even if he is on the pitch doing nothing, then he's always a threat, isn't he? But I don't think he's. I don't understand where the panic has come from. I haven't seen him in the game and thought, oh my god, he's awful. He needs to come out.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure where that comes from. Yeah, the goal. I mean, we are relying on scrappy goals at the moment, which is a bit worrying. I just think. On he was just saying about Cullen, weren't we? I think we're just absolutely crying out for somebody who is just an out-and-out 9, can just play through the middle. And I think that is tripping us up at the moment, because I know you're saying about Lowe and IU. I think, in all fairness to Lowe, he is a winger naturally, so you just see him drift into those wider spaces. But yeah, we are relying on those goals, but they're still coming. I mean, we'll take it. We've never been a team that can be a threat from set pieces, so we'll take it for now.
No,
except
definitely.
for maybe Sigurdsson.
Yeah, when Alfie Mawson was heading a couple into Paul Clement maybe, but I think it was Paul Clement.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a long-term thing. On the goal itself then, Scott's going to disagree with me on this one.
Damn right, I'd
like to hear what the chat says, right? First and foremost, I'd like to point out the referee. So this is the referee, if anyone remembers, from the Sheffield Wednesday home game that disallowed Casey Palmer's goal, which was completely fine, legit goal. And he disallowed it for a foul on the goalkeeper, and replay showed there was no Swansea player there. It was all their own team. And it was a case of a little bit of pinball, a goal gets scored, and he kind of felt like, I don't know what's happened, so I'm just going to blow my whistle. And we ended up not winning that game, I believe, because of that decision. Cooper had a bit to say on him afterwards, so I just feel like maybe he owes us a decision. And when you look at the goal, Scott's got his own take on it, but for me, Cabango's got both of his hands on the shoulder of the defender, and he's jumping up, pushing on his back. And I believe that's a foul. When
there is a player behind him. That is, I agree with Scott, to be fair. There is a player coming in behind.
Maybe there's a player behind him, but he's still putting all of his weight when he's pushing himself out.
Right, Luke.
I'm just saying what I saw.
Peter Crouch made a career out of doing that. So I think, yeah.
Okay, so,
look,
should we reenact
you come over my house.
Let's see what
you come
says.
over my house. No, yeah, okay. So you come over my house now after COVID's done, okay? And what we'll do is we'll get Lee or Alid over as well. You could be the guy jumping. I'll be the one going into your back, and we'll see exactly what your hands do, because that's exactly what he did. So if someone comes into the back of you like that, you are gonna go like this. His hand went on his shoulders. It was on his back as well. Nowhere near his shoulders.
Look, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I think another referee might have disallowed it for that reason. It's just worth pointing out, that's all. Maybe whatever, the goal stands, and it was... I'll take it, to be honest.
It was a goal. It was the only real chance of the game, in a way.
I thought he did leave quite a lot go, especially in that first half. When I was watching, I think he did leave quite a lot go for us in that first half. And I was thinking he was probably trying
You thought it was a penalty, Lee.
Trying to even it up.
Yeah, you thought it was a penalty. There was no way he was at a penalty in the first half. He fell over.
I was still working at the time, so we'll have to give me a let for that one. But when I just saw it...
Whatever.
What happened? They're running alongside. Matt Grimes running slightly behind him. Maybe the guy who's running, as his back of his legs lifting up, he hits Grimes and he falls over. But Grimes doesn't even make an attempt to tackle him. He's just running alongside him the entire time. So that's definitely not a penalty. 100% not a penalty. Anyway, yeah.
The thing is, he put his arms up as well, and he should have had a yellow for diving.
Well, they all went mad, didn't they? The bench was shouting.
Yeah,
they were
don't understand.
Calling for it.
Can I do my reference? Can I do my reference for Coventry stream? That is like playing a Sunday League team when they've just come off of a night of a bender. My God. Roughest team I've ever seen play against Swansea. Snapping everyone.
Yeah, there was a few challenges. That one on Connor Roberts when he puts his arms down. If he doesn't put his arms down, he's landed on his head. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about the subs then. So Cooper did make 3 changes, didn't he? So he brought Felton and Smith on for Dhanda and Hourihane. That was a bit of a weird one because we just gone 1-0 up. Dhanda was actually starting to get into the game, but we spoke about it during the match. We said he's going to take Dhanda off now. It's just, he's going to come off. He never plays 90 minutes, and it's around 60, 65 he's going to do it. And with Felton and Smith on the bench, if you're going to pick players for Cooper to bring on, they're the ones that you'd always say he's going to bring on. And Dhanda goes off just as he's starting to get on the ball. Probably agree Hourihane going off for one of them. Whatever. We still played all right afterwards. I think it was only the last 10 or so minutes Coventry really looked like pushing, which you'd expect at 1-0. I'm just surprised. There was also another sub as well with Latabodia coming on from Lowe because of injury, which maybe is a bit of a concern. Another defender getting injured. Hopefully Bennett will be back for the weekend. I just don't get why he's not put... I know we touched on this earlier, but Arriola, he comes out and says pre-match he's not match fit. He hasn't had a pre-season, he needs more. Why can't you just give him 10 minutes then in the game at least? Because you could visibly see, as obviously Amy's mentioned, and we've spoke about, AU and Lowe are looking tired. Just give him 10 minutes so that he can come an option down the line.
Give him and Whittaker 10 minutes. If only, or give one slightly longer than the other.
Yeah.
They both look tired by that last 10-15 minutes. They've been playing game in, game out. They need a break, but...
Yeah, definitely. What do you two think then, Lee, Scott? Lee, do you want to go first?
Yeah, it's been a strange one. I thought, when he said they were match fit, they need to... How do you get match fit without having game time? They're not going to bring them on. They're not going to get mad. They're not really going to get up to fitness without getting some minutes on the board.
No.
I don't know. I think we said Lowe looked tired. He didn't come off, did he? If I remember right. No, so why not bring Arriola on for Lowe? And even if you drop Arriola sort of back into the midfield a bit as a wide man, because he obviously made the subs. If if you're bringing on Smith and Fulton, that says everything that you're going to sort of drop back and defend what you've got, aren't you? Because that's what they're going to do. That's what they do best. But I think Arriola should have come on, and especially with the games we've got, they're going to have to make changes. Lowe and Ayew and Grimes and Connor Roberts and all these players cannot play 90 minutes now. Wednesday, Saturday.
Well, Grimes took a few knocks today, didn't he? So at Grimes, there was a couple that you thought he had shoulder in the first half, and he went down right at the end as well.
I'm surprised that, especially with like Norton getting injured. We said this before. How old is he now? He can't play 3 games in 7 days.
It's the same as Bennett, isn't it? Both of them, they are reliable, but they're going down with muscle injuries quite often through this season. Bennett's had like 3, Norton's had 2 or 3 at this point now. It's a common occurrence, and I know they say I'm not going to rush him back, but it keeps happening on the pitch because you didn't make the change in the first place. So if it is, obviously we're happy with the result. The performance is still improving, but yeah, changes again before the match is still only 1 before today. So Scott, what have you got to say on the matter?
Yeah, I think in our WhatsApp chat I made it quite clear. I'm like, oh my god, only 1 change.
Yeah.
I'm saying 1 change. It was 2 because obviously Cabango came in, but I didn't really clock that because he played some of the.
Bennett was injured. We kind of expected that one, so.
Yeah, of course, yeah, but yeah, Manning, love him to come in. I'm glad that Dhanda started. I just wanted that change up top. I so did, and I just it just needs to happen. But yeah, going through the match, then I think we made it clear as well when we watched it. Oh my god, we scored the goal. The game opened completely up for us then, kind of thing. Like it looked really, really good. We started playing some really good football like we used to play, and then bang, he takes off Dhanda.
I love the way you say
straight
used
away.
To play.
Used to play. Well, we did. But yeah, well, come on, we were creating stuff like after that goal went in. They started pushing forward more. Holes are going at the defence, and we did start playing.
Yeah, definitely.
And then
like,
he took
Lowe
Dhanda
had
off,
that effort.
exactly what you said.
Lowe had that effort, didn't he? That he was running through Bidwell, made the space, and that was quite close, to be fair. That was probably the best thing Lowe did all game. Just going to have a quick look at some of the comments then. It's got Kurt Lewis saying, huge result, boys, up at Swans. Yeah, the result, couldn't, it's a 1-0 win at the end of the day. It puts us back to 1 point behind Watford and Brentford, I believe, with the games in hand. So still in our hands. Obviously, continue to improve and work on the performance. Amy saying she agrees with you, Scott. They were so rough. Sunday League team Coventry.
Damn right.
Swans away days this year, so he's saying big 3 points tonight, not the greatest of performances, but the 3 points was crucial. Matt Grimes tonight was fire. Yeah, we already basically have said that Matt Grimes for us, I think, was man of the match. He's definitely come on leaps and bounds since the early part of the season where I think he was hit and miss with a lot of the fan base. It's nice to see him as a captain as well. Like, I don't think you can drop him, to be honest. He's been really good. And again, Swans away days. Cooper still not rotating the squad. Frustrating when the older players getting injured, Norton and Bennett. Now, yeah, so we just covered that. We've covered that in a couple of previous videos as well. And look, I trust Cooper with everything he does, and we're getting the results. You can't criticise too much, but obviously football is a debate all the time, and it's definitely talking points worth having. We lost Scott for a second. I'm sure he'll.
No, I'm still here. I could just see my video jumping on there. So to be honest.
Blackburn
I'm not gone, you little fucker.
3-2.
Should we have a score update then? So Blackburn are 3-2 down to
Blackburn
Watford
scored
with 7 minutes left. Hopefully they can sneak an equaliser then. Ideal scenario also will see Bournemouth sneaking an equaliser against Cardiff. 7 minutes left to play there.
Yeah.
But Brentford did win 3-0 this evening, so as I said, top of the table. Looks like Norwich look like they're running away with it. I know if we did win our 2 games in hand, we keep saying that, but they're so far away, I just feel like it could be irrelevant. Who knows?
Anything could happen,
yeah. They're 7 points ahead of us at the moment. 8 ahead of us, 7 ahead of Brentford, who are in second. Watford, at the moment, currently on the same points with 60 points in third. Reading lost yesterday to Wickham. They're not on really good form at the moment. So they're on 51. There's a little bit of a gap now between 4th, where we are, and 5th. And obviously Cardiff. Cardiff are still in the playoff spots, even with their 2-1 victory over Bournemouth. So
still going
they're
on
the same. Yeah, they're on the same points, but it's quite tight down there because you've got Barnsley, Middlesbrough, only one win away from going into that 6th spot. So it's definitely not clear-cut Cardiff's to lose sort of thing. Okay, go on.
Sorry, I want to say about subs and stuff like that. with the game opening up, I think there is an ample opportunity to actually bring Whittaker or Arriola on for Lowe, just to try and secure that second goal. And you could even still bring on Fulton and what's his name, Corey Smith.
Yeah.
You know, as well. So you've got the fresh legs still, but you've still got the defense to keep you ahead, but you've still got you've got a fresh set of legs to go forward with, because
you could have even held it up in the corner like at the end.
Yeah, Ayew and Lowe just look absolutely dead at that point.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I guess we'll have to see more changes, but only time will tell as we go forward into the even more congested end of the season. Okay, I'll look at the predictions from pre-match then to see how we saw this going down, and if any of us got it right. So John's not here, but he said 2-1 to Swansea with goals from Corey Smith and Andre Ayew, so got the result correct. Scott, do you remember what you said?
Definitely 1-0, my boys.
Yeah, Scott said 1-0, but you said Ayew for the goal scorer, not Cabango.
But I still got, it was 1-0.
Yeah, no, you can't
Whatever.
complain. You got your nice little 5 points from the result and the score being correct. Aled went with 2-0, Ayew Hourihane, so result again. Lee 2-0, same goal scorers.
You get a point for an assist.
No.
100% not.
No, not pulling that one out. I also said 2-0. I said Dhanda and Ayew, so everyone thought Ayew was going to score, pretty much.
I'm at a disadvantage.
Chris, who's not here, said 1-1, so give him some stick. He thought we were going to draw. But, yeah, he's wrong.
But, yeah.
But he's not here this evening. I'll put the table up on Twitter or something if I don't manage to edit into this video. No final thoughts on today's game?
Upper Swans.
I can't tell if Scott is talking because I can't hear him.
He's like a robot, isn't he? And he's in the camera.
He just said,
can you actually not hear him?
Upper Swans.
I can't hear him at all. So
Have you not heard him for the entire video?
No, he hasn't.
No, has he been talking rubbish again?
It just doesn't. I can't believe. It doesn't seem
Scott,
like you can't hear him. That's all. But that's fine. All right.
I think we've done well with that.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for joining us in the chat. So we're probably gonna do these post matches, especially as a live format, because it helps us out in terms of the editing time, faster turnaround of videos, especially when some of us go back to work and stuff after things get back to normal. So allow us to keep putting content out, and we're probably going to start mixing the pre-match for the next one in, as we've done here, going forward as well. I'll probably split them up into 2 videos and upload them separately on the channel. But yeah, thanks everyone who did come. Don't forget to subscribe if you are here and did enjoy what we talked about. Let us know if you thought we talked rubbish and what your opinions are. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter as well. That's where we're most active. We also have an Instagram and Facebook. And when we do our podcasts, they're also going live on Spotify. So check those out. And we shall see you next time. So thanks for coming and enjoy the win.
Cheers, everyone.
See you soon.
Don't you know we're pumping up? The jacks are going up.